The moment your agents start calling other agents and tools, a security question appears that single agent demos never face. How does one agent know it can trust another and limit what that other agent is allowed to do? And here's the line to burn in. The request said it came from the billing agent is not an answer. This is real authentication and authorization applied to non-human callers, and every agent-to-agent call has to settle three things in order. 1. Identity. Who are you? A verifiable identifier, not a name the caller just asserts about itself. 2. Authentication. Prove it. A cryptographic credential the callee can actually check. 3. Authorization. What are you allowed to do? A scope that bounds the action, completely independent of who's asking. And two failure modes contain the entire lesson. Watch where each one dies. A spoofed identity dies at verification. You cannot forge a signature from a trusted issuer, so an agent that merely claims to be billing fails the signature check before it does anything. An overscoped request dies at authorization, and here's the subtle part. It dies even with a genuine identity. Because least privilege bounds what a valid caller may do. That separation is your defense against an agent that's been compromised or simply confused. So how does the authentication actually work? You don't invent crypto, you use established machine-to-machine auth. The standard is OAuth 2.0 client credentials. The calling agent gets a short-lived access token from an authorization server and presents it. The callee then validates four things: the issuer, the signature, the expiry, and the scopes. MCP's own authorization spec is built on OAuth and OIDC. There's also mutual TLS where both sides present certificates and prove identity at the transport layer, common inside a service mesh. And signed agent identity in a 2A where the agent card carries signed credentials, so a peer can verify the card came from who it claims. The common thread across all three: a short-lived, signed, scoped credential. Never a static "trust me, I'm the ex-agent" string. Now identity tells you who, scopes tell you what, and this is where least privilege does its real work. Grant each agent the minimum scopes it needs, so a breach stays contained. Look at the code, a refund agent presenting a token. Its token is scoped to orders, read, and refund. When it asks to read orders, granted. When that same valid token reaches for admin delete user, it's rejected at the scope check. Same identity, blocked action. That's the whole point. A real credential is not a blank check. And when an agent acts for a user, it carries delegated authority, and on behalf of flow that narrows the user's permissions down to just this one task, not the agent's own God mode keys. Which brings us to the classic multi-agent vulnerability. The confused deputy. A low-privilege agent tricks a high-privilege agent into acting on its behalf, and the trusted agent becomes a confused deputy, wielding authority it should never have lent out. Combine that with prompt injection, an attacker's text reaching a powerful agent, and that's how agent systems actually get breached. So the defenses, and they're the takeaway. Verify identity on every hop. Pass scoped, delegated tokens, never ambient authority, and never ever let a request's content escalate its privileges. Because the whole discipline reduces to one refusal, you never hand an agent the God mode keys. You hand it a short-lived signed key that opens exactly one door.